Welcome. My name is Margaret Hendrickson. I'm the Director of Curriculum Instruction and Assessment for Farmington Public Schools. And I'm very appreciative of you taking your time out of your busy day with work and family to share in this message. We wanted to be sure that as we roll out our continuity of learning plan, that you have an opportunity to hear the narrative and hear the voice around the plan and not just read about the plan. So I'm going to just take some time to take you through an overview of our continuity of learning plan. So first and foremost, it's important to know that this plan applies to all students and programs. And so all these basic elements are occurring in special ed as well as general ed in all areas. And accommodations and supports are being made to ensure the needs of individual students and group of students are met. But this is a universal plan. And this plan's goal is to target four specific goals. First, provide students with continued academic learning, provide an opportunity for students to stay connected with their peers and their staff, to maintain a sense of structure in the absence of a traditional school day, as well as to reduce the loss of learning and academic perseverance during this in-person instructional break. So in order to do that, a few key components have been put into place. Starting in mid-March, we did roll out our academic enrichment and reinforcement plan, and this continuity of plan is built on that as a foundation. As part of that plan, and what will continue to be in place, is that each teacher will be creating a digital classroom to provide communication and access to the learning experiences. And in most K-12 classrooms, this connects to Google Classroom and or Clever as the tool of choice. But additional apps and tools are used to support content delivery and student interactions. As we move forward with instruction, we will be moving into new learnings. So while previously we were doing enrichment and reinforcement on prior learning standards, we are going to be moving to new content as well as providing some enrichment and reinforcement. As we move into new content, each grade level and course will be focusing on a key set of identified essential standards. Teachers are meeting this week in collaborative groups at the secondary level to identify these standards for each course. As well, groups met last week to identify essential standards for the K-5 curriculum. All these standards would have been standards students would have had instruction on in the remainder of the year, but we've had to reduce the number of standards in order to meet the time expectations between now and the end of the year and the nature of remote learning. But all the essential standards that we're targeting are key stepping stones for the next grade level or course. As we design instruction moving forward, lessons will be connecting to the concepts and skills of each content area. And there'll be two types of tasks that will be within each teacher's weekly plan. There will be core tasks. These are tasks that target the essential standards and are a priority for students to engage in. So as you're trying to manage your own as a student's participation, or if you're a parent helping a student manage their participation, these core tasks would be priority to support your students in engaging in as they connect to the new essential standards. But teachers will all be also at both the elementary and secondary level providing extension tasks, which are above and beyond the core tasks to support reinforcement and enrichment for more individualized learning. These extension tasks might connect to the essential standards that have been focused on that week or in the weeks prior, and or other key learning that we would like to reinforce from earlier in the year. You'll find that these tasks will integrate both real-time and non-real-time tasks, as well as online and offline tasks. Teachers won't be engaged with students daily with live experiences, but will have live experiences integrated in to each weekly plan. It's very important as we continue on with new learning and continue to reinforce old learning and design tasks for kids to be engaged in, that we always make sure we're focusing on the foundation of the teacher and student relationship and student to student relationships because they are a critical part of any good functioning classroom. So, teachers and students will be making periodic connections using a variety of methods to engage in learning together, but also to continue to build the relationship. All members of the learning community, the teacher and the students, need to participate in a way that honors the norms. And we need to think about how the norms are different online and remotely as compared to what they would have looked like in an in person classroom. So we'll all be transitioning in our norms of how we should behave and interact online. We need to make sure teachers and students are honoring design of the learning experiences and that everyone takes part in their role in the learning community. We know that as we move into this online remote learning as we transition to our continuity of learning plan, that it'll be important within our lessons to provide opportunities for students to show their engagement and their learning. So there'll be a variety of ways in which students will be able to share artifacts of their learning. And our goal is to monitor where their learning's at so we can identify how to shift our instruction moving forward. It's also important that we're monitoring student participation so that we ensure we're engaging and maximizing participation for all. The intent in monitoring learning and monitoring engagement is not to be competitive or really focus on high levels of compliance. We want to create learning environments in which students are motivated to learn, participate, in the capacity of which they're able to participate in the context of whatever else might be happening at home. We also want to make sure as we move into this continuity of learning plan, we have expectations around time and weekly schedules. It's important for families to know what's the expected time students should engage depending on their grade level or grade band, and how frequently might they be meeting live. So what does a week's schedule look like? This will help students and parents plan forward their learning. So each teacher will be releasing a weekly schedule, letting you know what core and extension tasks will occur that week. And so you can make good choices as to how you will participate. Lessons will be designed to fit within the following time expectations. So you'll see in kindergarten, 30 to 35 minutes a day is where we're going to target instruction. Whereas in 9 through 12, for each class the student has on their schedule, they will engage for 20 to 35 minutes in that class. And there are some guidelines for how long students might be able to pay attention in a given period of time. So students do not have to engage necessarily in this full set of minutes at any given seat time. They can spread it out throughout the day depending on their age. It will be important to understand that classes are not meeting live every day. So let's move into what a schedule might look like. At the elementary level, you'll find that elementary teachers are designing a lesson for Monday through Thursday, and you'll notice they'll have a core lesson. And again, a core lesson is a lesson that's connected to the essential standards for that week. But teachers can also provide extension to activities for students. The core lesson is intended to fit within the instructional minute guidelines we just talked about. And the extension tasks are above and beyond that and have an opportunity for parent and student choice in their participation. On Fridays, teachers will be setting up workshop days that has a menu of activities that families can choose to do and manage within their day. Again, students are not expected to be live in each of these sessions, but we are hoping that teachers, depending on the nature of the content, will integrate some live meeting opportunities for the week. At the secondary level, teachers will be planning 5 core lessons each week. Again, these core lessons are connected to the essential standards of that course. And they also can each week create a set of extension tasks that students can choose from that will reinforce the learning for that week or prior learning, or potentially even offer some enrichment. So, similarly to elementary, each secondary teacher will be designing core tasks that occur each week with extensions. It's not expected that all of these core lessons have live meeting components. In fact, we've created a standard schedule for when certain hours would meet for live opportunities so that families can better integrate and manage their time. It's not at this time teachers and for families to manage sitting live for every class every day just isn't manageable within our current context. So teachers will be strategic as to what live experiences they offer that week, in addition to providing just some predictable office hour times for families, students, and or parents or caregivers, guardians to reach out. Fridays is an opportunity for 0 and 7 hour to connect, as well as an opportunity for teachers to meet within their professional learning communities to design lessons. Again, it's not expected that classes meet daily. We have been rolling out, as part of our academic and enrichment plan, opportunities for social emotional support for families and students and teachers, and we will continue to do that as a part of this plan. It is also important to know that teachers throughout the system will be supporting our special ed students, our students with 504 plans, and our English language learners. All IEPs and 504 accommodations will be honored within this plan, and all special ed staff will be demonstrating a good faith effort to meet the individualized goals and objectives of students to the best of their ability under the current circumstances. You will find that we have a continuity of learning website linked within this communication that you received, so you can look and find additional information as it becomes available. In addition, there is a special ed and a social emotional learning portion of the website that is being built out. I really appreciate your time in listening to this message and hope that it helps you digest. More information will follow, particularly connected to grading practices at the secondary level, as well as graduating your senior. Thank you very much, and I hope this finds you well.